C-H-L-A.
C-H-L-A-M.
L-Y-M-I-D-I-A.
Chlamydia? Chlamydia? Is that even close?
Y-D-I-A. Am I right?
Butterbean, lemon squeeze, cowbell.
You abominable twat.
Doesn't have the lady balls to tell her best friend.
What?
Very horror couture.
What the hell is a lemon squeeze?
It's like a backwards melon bag.
Well, lemon squeeze and melon bag, that's all made up. Lady balls is kind of self-explanatory.
Backwards melon bag or like a lemon squeeze, like, you know, these sayings that she's supposed to, that aren't even real.
I like making up words that sound like they're terrible because your head makes them sound worse than they are.
$40 worth of movie passes for my pretend cowbell.
You totally lost your V card.
You know, you call me bitch a lot, okay? It's not really a term of endearment.
I want every detail. Now, shitface.
I set out to write something with real teen dialogue.
Drunk! What's up, bitches?
It's very salty in a lot of spots. I think it's real how people use language today in ways that maybe at another time we might have cringed or winced a little bit. That today just seems to be part of the patter of the language.
There's something about teen dialogue and teen angst to me that is hysterical. They were so overly dramatic about the smallest, tiniest things, but then, you know, you start really listening to it and hearing what's underneath.
The accelerated velocity of terminological inexactitude.
It's not afraid to be at once very crass and then sort of literary.
I just think it's honest. I think, like, kids swearing and kids having sex or not having sex and being ridiculed for it, you know? I mean, that's a huge thing.
You want to go out with me?
No, I don't shit dick.
There is a heightened sense of the dynamics that go on in high school without it becoming hyperbolic.
Not all of our characters have that salty language at all. In fact, I think some of them have no cursing whatsoever, so I think it's very character specific.
No, you insensitive rhymes with witch.
The "do you smell us" line is hard to beat.
Do you smell that? Ew, 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 ew.
Will comes up and he goes, say butterbean. Like, I can't believe you gave me $20 for my imaginary butterbean. You know, whatever. And I was like, Will, my mom calls me butterbean. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so disgusting. Imagine using a nickname that your mother calls you as a sexual reference. I'm sorry, Mother.
Your secret stayed with me, you little sex monkey.
I'm sorry, you gotta be shitting me, Warren.
Initially, it was written, the first bird script was R, and I wanted to make this PG-13 because I thought it was a high school movie, and it did, to me, it didn't have to be R because there's no sex in this movie by definition.
With PG-13 comedies, I think that oftentimes they don't totally get the way that kids speak. You know, it's been so funny sort of hanging around the set and listening to some of the background actors. The language that some of them use is far worse than what's in the film that I wrote.
I like playing with words that you could get past the censors people by making things up. I've had many conversations. They would say, almost like a lawyer, lemon squeeze. We know what that means. And I said, well, what does lemon squeeze mean? And they would give me the dirtiest, disgusting definition I could ever possibly make up for lemon squeeze. And I said, well, I just made it up, but you're sick.
My name is an anagram for I love.
What's an anagram?
Look it up, big boy.
The UrbanDictionary.com is the enemy of the filmmaker because if there's any word in there, they will go in there and type in lemon squeeze. And if there happens to be one person that put on lemon squeeze, you know, whatever, they say, I know what it is, it's that. This is foul.
I know.
So what I've done now is when I do something, I immediately go to Urban Dictionary and create a term. So when you put that in there, there's nothing they can say, and it's just silent. So go to Urban Dictionary, because you can type all these in.
What's big?
Okay.
Big tits.
That's my identifier?
Yeah. Woohoo! Big tits!
Depending on what it is, what the story is that you're trying to tell, especially one that deals with teen sex like this one does, I think that sometimes you need to use the language that the kids are using.